All right. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Profiles in Ink show by Notary Coach. My name is Bill Soroka, the founder of Notary Coach, Notary Business Builder, and author of Sign and Thrive, How to Make Six Figures as a Mobile Notary and Loan Signing Agent. I am really excited to talk about our topic today, which is how to, it's really about Brandon Edwards and his journey as an entrepreneur, starting out in our notary business and then moving into fingerprinting. Brandon, thank you so much for being here.
Bill, thank you for having me, man. It's a pleasure and an honor to be sitting on this side of the table to be able to speak to you about my journey and my start with you. So,
Yeah, likewise. I love that. I know right before we started recording, we were trying to figure out when we first crossed paths. And I think you were one of my very first students in the Sign and Thrive course because you were part of the beta program
yes, sir.
in 2017. And then we got to meet in person in Houston with Judy Lichtenberger's event down there, and that was awesome. I've loved your energy ever since. So this is an honor to be a part of your journey through this. Tell us how you got started first as a notary public. Like, what drew you to this industry?
So to be honest, it was kind of by chance. I had, like yourself, I had tried to do another business venture that didn't work out. It was a costly venture that was a learning experience. And I was looking for something I can do kind of on a solo thing because it was going to be, the other thing was like some partnerships. So I was looking for some solo stuff. And my sister is a notary and a business owner herself. And she was like, why don't you just start off doing notary? And I was like, all right, let me look into it. And she was like, yeah, you can make money. You can do loan signings, this and that. And I found you, and that's the journey started there. So that's kind of how I got into to researching the notary and starting out doing my own thing.
Yeah, that sounds familiar. That sounds almost identical to my own story. Or a friend tells you, "Oh, you should just do this, get your commission, and you can start making some money." And you did that for a couple years, right? As a mobile notary and loan signing agent. And what state are you commissioned in?
So I'm commissioned in Texas.
All right. And how long did you do the mobile notary and loan signing thing before you discovered fingerprinting?
So I would probably say maybe about 6 months to a year. I kind of um, stumbled upon fingerprinting too. So my previous profession was a healthcare professional as a CAT scan technologist for 15 years at the hospital, and so I had to get fingerprinting for my license for that. And I just kind of went to a place and I was like, "Huh, they're offering fingerprinting. How are they doing this?" And then that just kind of sparked my mind, got my mind rolling. And my sister had an office at the time, and I said, "Hey man, why don't you do this?" And she was like, "Nah, why don't you do it?" And I was like, "All right, cool. Thanks again, T." So we started that path, man, and started researching it and getting into it. So that's kind of how about 6 months to a year in, I kind of started researching it and trying to see how I can get into it, and that as a business line or service line.
Interesting. And now your business has really kind of come full circle, right? Because you don't even really do too much of the notary side of things. You've gone all in fingerprinting.
Yes, I definitely have, man. I'll tell you that doing my research, I found out that fingerprinting is biometrics is a multi-billion-dollar industry, and it's only a few players in there that are kind of controlling it. And on a lower level, you can do many big things if you're a small business, to address the people that need to get fingerprinted because it's not enough supply to meet the demand of everyone that's out here that needs to get fingerprinted. And so with me doing that research, I was like, okay, let me see what I can do. And then it just kind of stumbled and kept going and going and grew tremendously pretty quickly. So,
Well, let's talk about that even more because first I'm curious why you like the work as a practitioner, somebody who delivers the services more so than being a mobile notary and loan signing agent.
um, so I would say that it's a couple of things. One, I mean, I've been places that Notary hasn't taken me. And I'll say that in the sense of, I'll try to make it real quick. So live scan fingerprinting, my website's optimized and everything. Got a call from a guy. They you know the gosh darn it, what are they called? The oh my gosh. The I don't want to call them camps, but the places where they're having all the children from immigrants
Oh yeah. Okay.
to be housed to make sure they're protected while they're here in the United States. So I got a call to go over there and fingerprint 1,500 people because all of the staff members that are working with kids, they have to have a federal background check. And so I got myself together, I drove out to Midland and did a demonstration and everything like that. So like fingerprinting, it puts you in places that, like I say, Notary hasn't taken me to. And then I've been able to charge more per client. Like you get more per se per customer with fingerprinting, and it's usually quicker, right? So you kind of be in and out 10, 15 minutes, and you can make between $300 to $500 really quickly, depending on the service they're getting. So those are kind of some of the things that kind of separated it for me.
Well, it's I love where you went with that because you get different experiences, but then also it sounds like your the financial reward it pays off quite well too. And it's I know I interviewed your friend Dan earlier, and he, I asked him the question. I said, how easy is it to make $400 a day? Because we know that $400 5 days a week, 50 weeks a year, that's going to put people at the six-figure level. That's $100,000 a year. And because the fingerprinting industry isn't regulated like the notaries are, we're so used to being having these mandated fees and restrictions on travel. But in the fingerprinting world, you don't have that, right? So how is making $400 a day or more realistic and possible, in your opinion? Are you experiencing that?
Absolutely. It's definitely doable. If you know how to go and get the right clients and who to properly market to, you can definitely do that. Fingerprinting it's a very information driven industry, and you have to know exactly who you can market to do that. And once you do know that, then the sky is the limit as far as how much you can make a day within this industry. But you definitely can hit that $400 mark per day easily.
That's how you brought up a great point, and I want to talk about that because how do you get more clients in fingerprinting? How do you do it? Is it just SEO and relationships again, like we hear all the time? Is that what it comes down to?
So it's definitely that for sure. SEO, relationships. I run Google Ads. I still hit the pavement, man. I'll go to a business and let them know about my services. I'll send out cold emails. Like I'm doing everything. I'm looking at people in my network. Oh, my cousin is a lawyer. Let me see if their law firm, needs some people fingerprint, send them their client's fingerprint, or the lawyers themselves, because the lawyers have to get fingerprinted to have a license to practice, right? So it's just reaching out to people in your network, joining your local chamber of commerce, getting introduced to other business owners that are going to have employees to send to you, right? The thing is, this is something that's key that I learned. Instead of trying to go and get each person individually, you want to go to the person that has the people already for you. So if you go to like a chamber of commerce, they already have business owners in there too that you can market to. And so you're marketing directly to the business owner who's going to tear their employees to come to you instead of trying to go find individuals. So that's something that I found that works out pretty good as far as getting few that have many, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I love that strategy, that one to many. So they almost do the work for you if you build those relationships toward the top.
Yes.
Is this an opportunity that you think notaries would be good at and should be serious about looking at right now, considering the marketplace?
Absolutely. It's something that's going to be a forever moneymaker for you. It's something that so something that's different from fingerprinting to the notary, right? Is we don't have to worry about interest rates or any of that type of stuff. Fingerprinting is a requirement. It's a recession-proof requirement. Like it's during the pandemic. I'll tell you something here, Bill. It's crazy that uh, this time 2 years ago, I just had like one. I had one location. As we speak, I have nine. I have eight
9
in
locations.
Houston. Yeah, I have eight here in Houston. I have one in Boston, and I just got a partner in Memphis, Tennessee.
Wow.
Yeah, it's recession proof, man. As long as you know what you're doing, you got a good team around you, you're going to be successful. You put in the work, it's going to come. It's going to multiply.
Is a physical location required, or can you do this mobile?
Oh, you can do it mobile. We have some people in my network that are mobile only and do very, very well. You know, a lot of people, you can start off mobile, get it going, and then if you choose to have an office, you can do that. You know, it's kind of up to you. It depends on your position and where you're at, to where if having an office makes sense at that time. But eventually, I would say you would want to have an office to go with the mobile. That way, you can get people to come in, and you can charge a premium for having to close your office to go do a mobile job. If you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because I charge an additional mobile convenience fee on top of my travel fee plus the services. So, yeah, but you can start out mobile and do really, really well.
All right. I love that. Because when it comes to choosing your travel fees, and again, I really want to reiterate this, because every time we talk about it to the notary who keeps hearing, oh, you have to go to your statutes about how much you can charge and what are the rules for travel fee. So what I'm hearing is there are no restrictions except for what the market will bear as far as the fees that you can charge in this business. And of course, you do it, you're a business person, and you're maintaining relationships. And that brings me to a great question too, Brandon. Well, how much of your business is repeat business? Is this a business where it works that way, or is it just new customers all the time?
It's a mixture. But I would say that once you get a new customer, depending on what they're doing, then most likely they'll be a return customer. So let's say, for instance, I'll give you an example. This is a great market that people can reach out to. I'll just give this away too. Travel nurses. Travel nurses have to get fingerprinted for every state they go to, unless it's a compact state. Compact means that one license is good for like 3 or 4 states, basically, right? But they have many other states like California or Florida, Minnesota, Illinois, to say, just to kind of give a few out there, right? That will require the nurse to give them fingerprint cards to go practice in that state, right? So that nurse come to you and you fingerprint them. Most likely you can tell them that. So I do an archive. I'll just throw it out there. So I do an archiving program, which is I'm gonna be saying it's free money. So I've already fingerprinted you, right? And I'm just going to save it on my system. So I say, well, how long would you like me to store your prints on my system? Because you're going to be traveling to other states, right? Well, they're going to be requiring fingerprints for you. So I can have them here. I can print out cards when they need, and then I can just send them to you. And it prevents you the hassle of having fingerprinting again, right? And so they all usually go for it. So those are some easily returnable customers, because their prints are with you already. Like, yeah. They don't want to go anywhere. It's like, I'm not saying I'm holding hostage, but like, they're already with me. Why would you go anywhere else? So, that's a way to kind of make sure that you have continually repeated customers over and over again. And then guess what that nurse is going to do? She's going to tell the other nurses in her network, oh, I went here, and guess what? They saved my prints for me. I don't even have to get fingerprinting again. This is one of the best things to sliced bread. I love it. And so it just kind of trickles, in that form. So.
That's a brilliant idea. Way to build loyalty that way. I love it. What would you say is the hardest or the most difficult or the biggest challenge that you see in your partner network that these fingerprint technicians are facing?
The hardest thing I would say is probably facing is honestly, man, it's the information and how to properly scale your business. That's what I would say would be the hardest part, right? The information is not just out there like notary, like it's like with fingerprinting, like you have to really dive in and go figure out the information, right? So getting the information and then how to properly grow your business with that information and scale your business with that information. So that's why I would say probably the hardest things for someone that's getting into it or been in it for a while and don't really have a team with them to help them, be successful.
It's interesting because Dan said something similar earlier when I talked to him too. And it's what I'm loving about this journey that you're on is it almost sounds like, the mobile notary and loan signing business 6 years ago, the mainstream loan signing agents, they kept that information pretty tight to the vest. And then you get a couple of breakout trainers or manuals or something to start sharing that information, and it caused an explosion in that industry and it helped raise the bar, raise the standards of excellence in the industry. So I'm curious, do you see almost a new frontier here in the fingerprinting business like that?
1,000%. I'll tell you this. I was driving 2 days ago, and I was just paying attention to all the 18-wheelers and truckers on the road, right? And I have family members that have logistics companies, right? And so I was thinking, I even do some hot shot stuff myself, just trying to figure out, man, I'm just trying to get some money, right? But I was thinking like, wow, I mean, it's a great industry, makes a lot of money, but it's so many people that have a trucking industry, right? Or in logistics. How many people do you know in fingerprinting? And in my mind, I was thinking, this is it. I mean, it's a blue ocean, like, this is it, man. Like nobody knows about it. It's there for so many people to come up to come into the industry and really do well for themselves. And it can only take one client to change you. Like I can tell you some stuff with different people for myself, right? Like I just fingerprinted the CEO of a global company yesterday, right? And I spoke with the chief compliance officer, the HR director, to set up a start building this relationship with them to be able to start fingerprinting all of their customers here in the United States, because I have people that I could send them to if they're not in my particular city, as well as being able to help them internationally. I actually like I say, the fingerprint is kind of crazy. Now, please forgive me if I'm going off, but I actually just scheduled I had another company reach out to me that needed fingerprinting in Calgary, Vancouver, Toronto, New York, London, and here. Wow. And I was able to that for them because of people in the network that I have. And, if somebody calls, so this is something I say too, man, that people somebody will call you sometimes and in your mind, you may not think you can accomplish this task, but you have to remember if you're in your notary group, right? Like the notary coaches group, the ecosystem, you do have people in other places. So if a big company calls you, you can say, yes, I can do this because I can reach out to somebody in Bill's network to help me get these loan signings done. So kind of the same thing for fingerprinting. And so it's a wonderful thing to be able to be a part of that. Please forgive me for going off a little bit. But
no, I love it. Please do, because I can tell that you're passionate about this. And that kind of brings me to, because you mentioned the biggest challenge is, finding the knowledge, applying the knowledge, and then being able to demonstrate your expertise to the right people and scale this business like you have. It blows my mind. You've gone from one location to 9 locations, and you didn't stop there too. And this is what I really love about these transformational stories, Brandon. Like when you and I met in 2017, we're both solopreneurs. You were a loan signing agent in Texas. You followed the curiosity stream. You learned a new skill set, built a fingerprinting business. Then you scaled that business. And now the next level of that is shining the light back for other people who want to grow this thing. And I know you partnered with Dan and Nick on building fingerprintingclasses.com. Tell me a little bit about that too, and what that journey is and what you hope to accomplish by helping these entrepreneurs grow a new business.
Sure. So just to start out, man, I just want to say this too, Bill, that I thank you because I always refer people to your course because that's where I got a lot of my business building skills from. Because even though it's geared for notary, but you teach how to run a business, how to scale a business, how to build relationships, right? So with that being said, I was able to meet Dan and Nick. I flew out to New York January of 2020. And when we was there, we met. We was talking about some marketing and doing some website stuff for me, and we were able to kind of start a relationship. And as we were starting that relationship, I was trying to do things with Bayou and get it going, and they were working on my website and all this stuff. And we figured, like, we just having a discussion, like, man, it would be cool, like, if we can like teach people about this, because I'm like researching all this stuff. Because like, thing is, in Texas, it's considered a closed state in the fingerprinting industry, meaning that there's a sole state provider for all the fingerprinting services for the state. And so I was doing so much research trying to figure out, how can I be successful and who can I fingerprint in this closed state, right? I know it can be done. How can I do it? And so in the midst of me researching that, Dan them researching and getting in and learning, doing their thing, because they already were doing great things for another FBI channeler and getting their name out drastically across the internet, right? So they did some amazing things for the channelers. So they started doing that with me, and then it's like, you know what, we can combine this with information you're learning, information we're learning, and start sharing it with others. And so fingerprinting classes kind of formed. It didn't have a name, but it was just formed, right? And start doing things and getting system out there, and then creating a course to help others learn about fingerprinting, and to make it to where it don't matter if you're in a closed, hybrid, or open state, we can give you the information that's needed to be successful. And so with that, we want to make sure that everybody can see what we can. Like, this is the vehicle that can really change your life. I mean, it's really changed my life. Like, I forgot about how to do CAT scans, man. I don't even think about it anymore. Like, it really changed my life. And so I like for others to be able to experience that, to like, man, you can really do this as a viable business, as an additional service line, and just make extra. It all depends on what you want, but you can do that with fingerprinting. It's a little small machine. If you're doing live scan, it's a little small machine. It can make you hundreds of thousands of dollars. Ink fingerprinting alone can make you $100,000, because it's no the materials are easily available for you to get. The regulation is very minimal, and as long as you get out there and know who you can service, man, you start making money tomorrow.
Yeah.
So it's pretty open, and then you can charge whatever fees you want, to provide your services. So that's the awesome thing. You're not capped.
Yeah. I love that. It gets my wheels turning. I got the chills again. I was talking to Dan earlier. I got the chills. I'm like, oh no, I don't need another business, but I want one really bad now. After talking to both of you, I can see that this is a legit opportunity. And I just love when somebody removes the mystery out of a opportunity and shows the way, because I think that shows abundant thinking. I think there is plenty for everybody. The cream always rises to the top. And you do, I called around to a few fingerprinting companies, some of the big companies, wherever they look big online, right? I don't know how big they are, but their customer service was borderline rude in some cases, or non-existent in others. So I can see, just like with the notary business, there's an opportunity to bring your personality, to bring your customer service skills into this business, and knock some of the maybe the complacent. They're sitting on their haunches because nobody else has been in this market, right? And they've let their customer service level slack. There's room to be the go-to and be a stellar performer here, I think.
Absolutely. To kind of piggyback on what you're saying, that's one of the biggest things that is lacking in the industry is just general customer service. If you go above and beyond, it's amazing. That's what kind of sets me apart. We're trying to make sure that we provide great customer service to our customers that come in, follow up, people that mail out cards. We give them envelopes, we give them cardboard boxes to put in there so that cards don't get bent during shipping. We give them water and stuff. Like, we try to make it a good experience. We want to give what we receive, right? And the thing that with fingerprinting too, with customer service, is that most people, when I get a call, so with the knowledge and customer service, when you put both of those together, it goes tremendously a long way. I get, like, the people that I scheduled for the international fingerprinting. When I was speaking with the lawyer, she's like, wow, you're the first person that answered the phone. You're the first person that seemed like they know that knows what they're talking about. I want to go with you, and you've been so polite and nice. Those three things are simple. Like, it's not hard to be nice. It's not hard to know your industry, and it's not hard to answer the phone. You always talk about that, Bill. Answer the phone.
Yeah.
You know, that's number one. How you gonna get the customer if you don't answer the phone? So, but yes, you're absolutely right.
I think, just like you said, these are skill sets that we've been teaching for years now in the notary community. So if you're watching this show on a notary YouTube channel, Notary Coach, you might be a really good fit for this kind of opportunity. And here's the thing, like, you know, we talk about why we love this business. A lot of the three major tenets that we love this business is the flexible schedule it gives us, the unlimited earning potential it gives us, and the legitimacy. Like, this is a business that we can be proud of. It provides a necessary service. And for that reason, Brandon, I can see this is like a perfect synergistic fit with notaries in the fingerprinting. So thank you so much for sharing so much of your story and your journey through this. And thank you for starting a program. And I've seen your program, so it's not fluff. I'm so tired of fluff material, those teaser type things. Your the levels of courses that you have require the different investments, but the support that you provide, the knowledge that you share in that is so powerful. It's going to help so many people accomplish their dreams and keep this business that they love. So thank you for that, Brandon.
My pleasure, and thank you so much, Bill, for bringing me on. And it's kind of so I'm overwhelmed, honestly, man. It's like because I look to you as like you're my coach, right? And you know, I've learned so much from your course and just from talking with you and meeting with you at different times, and especially being in person. And it's kind of amazing to be like, I've been following you, and now I get to talk to you from this standpoint. And now I'm kind of like a head coach myself, right? In fingerprinting classes. So it's kind of funny how it's come full circle, and to be able to be on a level to be able to talk with you like this. So I truly appreciate it.
It is my absolute pleasure. And this is a gift, Brandon, honestly, to me as a coach, to be part of this journey and the transformation, and then just to see you reaching back and helping so many others. So thank you for including me on that journey. And guys, if you are interested, check out Bayou City Fingerprinting out of Texas. You can get a feel for Brandon's fingerprinting empire he's built. And then if you want to check out the fingerprinting classes, we worked out a special deal between fingerprinting classes and Notary Coach, because I'm really excited about this too. You can go to my website at notarycoach.com, and of course I'll have all the links in you or for you. And you can have the check out the show notes. We'll have all those links for you as well. So thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you. You as well, Bill. Appreciate it.